All right, real quick here. Been reading this book lately by this Jewish rabbi named Harold Kushner, Why Bad Things Happen to Good People. He lost his son at 14 years old to essentially a chronic health condition that they could basically do nothing about. They knew it was going to happen since he was a little kid. And just this guy of great faith trying to wrap his mind around why. And every person's has been through crap or that's suffering in some manner. The question is always why. Like, why would God do this to me in regards to that? And I was talking to our pastor at the church not that long ago with regards to my brother's situation who passed here recently as well too. And honestly, he's just like, God doesn't do crappy things to good people. That's not him doing that. What God does, though, is creates an opportunity from that for that person, other people around them, to gain perspective from the pain at which somebody went through. And that's the thing. Like I've used the words lately, like the burden that somebody carries can be a blessing to them or a blessing to other people based upon the perspective you gain from it and the purpose that you move with from there as well, too. So my thing is this, and this is maybe a good way to look at it, is that every burden, every bit of suffering is like a seed. It's a seed for blessing. And it's hard to understand, it's hard to see when you're in it, because at the end of the day, it looks like a dog turd, for lack of a better way to describe it. Like what good's going to come from this? But when you look at a seed is not valuable in its original form on there. It's valuable when you plant it, when you water it, when you fertilize it, when you care for it, and when you tend to it. And I think of that in regards to a blessing that comes from something crappy that happened, is the fact that when you intentionally look at it and try to find an opportunity within that burden for a blessing for that person, a blessing for if you're the other person on the outside looking in, what is it that you can gain perspective from that? What is it you can gain a sense of purpose from to improve something that point moving forward? Whether it's your ability to handle circumstances, whether it's it drives you to quit the job that you're stuck in right now and do something that you really have a heart for, that you can benefit other people for. Whether it's at men's family relationships that have gone freaking sideways that you never would have if this crappy thing, this burden wouldn't have happened. That's a blessing in it. And that's the thing, is that blessing is not going to come just straight to your face. You've got to actually go and look for it. You got to, that's the work, that's the water and the fertilizers, the fact you got to get intentional and you got to look for a blessing within this thing. And that's the part, like, don't waste the burden. Let the burden be the motivator that drives you to find what it is that you actually are looking for, and that can give you and everybody else around you something greater because of the circumstance at which you've been through and the perspective you gain and the purpose you've gained from that crappy situation on there. So again, turn the burden into a blessing. It's a seed, and that seed only brings fruit if you tend to it and you get intentional with it. So take that on from a perspective, again, that may be something completely different that you've looked at before.